Today on Fresh Vintage Garage, we're checking out the ThinkCar 662 automotive diagnostic tool. We're just going to call it the 662. Big shout out to ThinkCar for sending this thing over, sponsoring the video. With a little bit of everything from 12 service reset functions, can support FCA auto auth, the list goes on. We're going to jump outside right now, plug into our car, and show you everything. Let's dive in together right now. So we're inside our 2016 Subaru Forester, and we just wanted to shout out the actual length of this cable before we dive into the diagnostics. It's not super short, it's not super long either. Personally, it'd be cool if it was another foot long, so to speak, but it gets the job done. It puts it right here, so it works well enough. And we're here at the home screen, and taking a look, we're just going to dive right into enter here. And we're going to go right into a VIN scan, and while this is searching, it's a 6.2-inch touchscreen, just like you saw in the beginning of the video. It does have buttons on the right-hand side. Really nice in case you don't want to get the screen all smudged up working in a garage each day. You can see it's already auto-VIN. It's pulled our year, make, and model. And we're just waiting for it here to finish scanning. It does have lifetime free updates. Wanted to shout that out. Big selling point for the 662 here. And the 12 service reset functions you'll see later in the video. Stick around for that. So we're going to go automatically search North America. And you can do the manual search as well. We're going to click yes. And taking a look at this guy, it does run a interesting setup as far as software. I'm going to click on health report, and it's just going to go through and find every single module and system in the car, and it'll list it out here in an overall report. I say interesting because it's a very, very fluid system as far as the software. You'll see that here in just a minute or two in the video, but the home screen, this thing works very, very well for the size and the actual memory. It has 2 gigs of memory, 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of memory. What do we have here? Anti-lock braking system, and then everything else seems to be checking out. This is nice because it gives you the ability to show a customer and say, if you do want to use this in like a garage environment, you say, okay, it looks like we have an issue with the anti-lock braking system. Everything else seems to be checking out. And this is after touching every single module in the car. So it's nice to see. It gives it kind of a top to bottom health check. Let's click on U0073. We'll see what this says. Now stick around later in the video, the FCA auto auth. It's interesting to see how they did this in here. I want to show you exactly what you need to do to access that. So you FCA Chrysler guys, stick around a little bit later in the video and we'll show you that. Now this is reading, I'm assuming this is AI. It's probably just pulling this off the internet. That's my guesstimation, but you can see it's giving a lot of data, and this personally annoys me. I'm like, stop. I don't want this information. Just stop. I'm trying to get back to the top. Okay, so it's done. And there we go, fault code definition. Oh, I guess it's not done. There we go. And so if we wanted to click on Google search, let's just click on Google search and see what happens. It probably brings up, it just brings up Chrome. We'll show you where Chrome's at a little later in the video. But if you want to search a little bit more in depth and just click around and read, you can do that here. So let's get back out of here. And I want to take you back to the system scan, because if I click system scan, it pretty much does the same thing. Slightly different screen setup here, but we'll let this run through. And while that's running through, it does have bidirectional control, and those service reset functions we'll show you in just a minute in the video here. Things like oil reset, injector coating, there's 12 of them in here to help keep your car maintained and on the road. Looking at this, it's pretty much the same thing, although it's interesting, it does say equipped. It doesn't say like there was an issue. So this is where you can kind of manually click into each system. And let's go to ECM here, the engine control module. Now, full disclosure, I don't believe the check engine light's on in the Subaru here, but we're going to find out now. We're going to read the fault code. Yeah, no diagnostic code. So if we wanted to write a report here, we could. All right, we'll click the back button here. And if we wanted to clear the memory there, we can do that. Read data stream. Let's go in here and read some live data. Let's see. You always get a slightly different capability out of every single scan tool with their data capability, and I do not see a final number. Let's just scroll down. 181. Okay, so we've seen other scan tools give us 181 on this car because we use it in several videos. And that being said, this is like a pretty full, comprehensive data pull coming out of the system. Let's just choose a couple of these. And we'll do OK. And this is where we can graph. I'm going to turn the car on. Now the car is cold. It's just cold start, so we'll give it a minute here. But if we want to graph this information, it is right here. We can see some of the accelerator pedal there. Let me go back in and find, hang tight, let me go back in and find some different data streams. Because AC system refrigerant, that's probably not the best one. Throttle position, calculated low value, camshaft, that's probably better. Let's do that. Okay. And it looks like we're getting some information out of those. So let's go to graph. And I'm going to hit the gas. And if I want to combine these, pretty cool to see the data all in one spot here. If you're chasing some kind of random electrical gremlin, maybe it's not, like the sensor's not doing it 100% of the time, but it's just starting. The customer's like, why is this randomly like not starting, or why is it randomly throwing the check engine light or something weird? But cool to see the actual data like that. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the car off. I'm sorry, car, you're so cold. There we go. And we'll turn it right back on for the ignition. Now let's get back out of here. I want to show you the actuation tests. So we have actuation test here. That is fuel pump relay, radiator fan relay. Now I will say we've seen some other cars, you can open the back hatch, you can lock the doors, put the windows down. We're not seeing that kind of control in here, but this is also the ECM, this is not the actual body control module that we're getting into. The 662 gives you these 4 categories: ECM, TCM, ABS, and SRS. So it's a nice breakdown of the essentials, probably the most core critical things to keep your car on the road. And let's look at read fault code. Let's see what's in here. So these are the 2 codes we saw earlier. And if we wanted to write a report, we could do that in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Let's take a look at, we'll just go on SRS here. And same thing. So I'm not actually seeing where we can do like actuation tests in here. So it looks like it's just the ECM itself. Let me back all the way out to, if you want to manually select really quick, you can just do year, make, and model in here. Let me just show you real quick. Yep, you just choose your year, make, and model in here. Let's go all the way back out to, let's end our diagnostic session. We'll go back to the home screen. And back at the home screen here, this is the software I was mentioning earlier. It's pretty darn fluid. And I only mention that because it has 32 gigs of memory, 2 gigs of RAM, and it's working really, really well, being that it has those specs. Those aren't bad specs, but in your smartphone, those would be like 5-year-old specs. But again, we're running software on a tablet. We're not running, like we're not gaming on this thing. We're not doing like 4K video streaming or anything. But overall, the software is pretty fluid on this guy. Taking a look at the actual software, we have diagnose. Let's just click on diagnose. I want to show you what's in here. I'm guessing it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing as what we just had before, with a slight difference of we can actually search for our year, make, and model in here. So we'll go to Subaru, and we're back to pretty much the same exact screen. So that's just a different way to get to the screen we were just at. Let's go to OBD. I'm assuming this is kind of your express checkout, if you want to call it that. This is your eOBD, where you get right to why did my check engine light come on? This is going to bypass all the other capabilities and go right into, yep, it's scanning through the protocols. And then it's going to say, here's your check engine light, your actual code. So you can see it says MIL, malfunction indicator lamp status is off, and it has 0 data trouble code. So kind of nice to see that you can go right in there and just click a button. If your customer comes in and says, hey, my check engine light popped on, what's going on with the car? And so we have history, probably going to see a 2016, yep, Subaru Forester in here. There we go. And reports, feedback, dollar fix community. We've never tried that. I have no idea what that is. So here's our service reset functions, and you can see there's 12 of them. Whoops, let me click through this. So there's 12 of them here. There's no more on the screen. It does say key matching. Take that with a grain of salt. You're not programming keys. I can guarantee you're not programming keys with this thing. That's a very fickle thing. 12 total reset functions and maintenance functions, kind of key things that a DIYer that is just getting into car repair. These are probably the most common things you might need, especially that electronic parking brake. More and more vehicles out there now, you may not be able to do the rear brakes without that electronic parking brake function to get the piston to go back in on the rear calipers. Let's go through the rest of this here. So they do have coverage list. I'm not going to click in there, but it does give you your make and model coverage. And then let's go to upgrade. And we have vehicle diagnostic software, and then we have maintenance software and application. So this is where you do your software upgrades. And just to show you, I'm going to click enter real quick. So this is where you can download, and you can see the coverage. I won't spend too much time in here, but I just saw everything from Ferrari. Now I'm curious. I wonder if Lamborghini's in here. Let's see if Lambo's in here. I got Land Rover, Mahindra. Yeah, so very much a global tool. keeping in mind that it does have, Chevy, Chrysler, Ford. It has all the U.S. capabilities in here. It's just a matter of where are you buying this tool in the world and how you're trying to use it. Now let me show you the actual FCA, the moment all you Chrysler guys have been waiting for. You have to get into, and there's a nice little side menu here, but you have to get into settings, and then you go to user. To take a look at this, you see FCA diagnostics and then unlock FCA gateway. You can buy authenticated diagnostics of FCA through the 662's official website. We're like, wait a minute, I thought this thing came with FCA auto auth right out of the box. You can see where it says validity period inactivated, and then I'm going to click the refresh button to show you. So refresh, so it's still inactivated. You can actually buy it, and now take this with a grain of salt. This price probably will change in the future. Who knows when you're watching this video, but right now at the time of this recording, that's the price that you would have to buy to gain 1 year of FCA gateway unlock. So take that with a grain of salt with the overall purchase price of the 662. You Chrysler guys and FCA auto auth folks, you may you may want to take a second look just in that unique situation. But all that to say, that is where and how you get to the FCA if you do want to utilize that to unlock that gateway. One other thing we wanted to show you is Gadget here, and that allows you to access Chrome. So if you want to hop on and do some researching and check out like a 4-digit data trouble code or something, you can also hop on here and watch all our videos and subscribe on Fresh Finish Garage. That being said, let's jump downstairs and we're going to show you the unboxing and what you get when you actually buy this and it shows up to your front door. Let's jump downstairs and do that right now. Wanted to take a moment and mention our website, scantooldepot.com. Whether you need TPMS equipment, batteries, testers and chargers, smoke machines, ADAS equipment, scan tools, and a whole bunch more, check it all out at scantooldepot.com today. All right, we're back from outside, and I'm surprised that didn't fall over, to be honest. We're going to unbox this and show you what you get when you actually get this delivered to your front door. Just wanted to shout out, please like and subscribe. We appreciate your support. Obviously, we have this guy here. We'll just set that to the side, turn it on there. And there's the paperwork. No one ever reads, but make sure you read that. And your cable, and then there's some silica gel in there, so make sure you don't eat that. But all my dumb jokes aside, a few final thoughts. Let me just put this back together. That FCA auto auth thing we showed you earlier in the video, this is a very, very crowded market. The price point, I'm not going to say the price in the video for the actual unit because, prices fluctuate. But for you FCA Chrysler guys, kind of makes you take pause. We'll leave a link to a bunch of different scan tools because this is a very, very crowded market. The price point for this guy, if you're spending $128 on top of the price of this thing, there are other options. We're not trying to dissuade you from this, but we'll leave those links to those videos in the description of the video you're watching right now. That being said, I like the scan tool itself. For a DIYer, it's solid. It feels pretty durable. It works well enough like you saw in the video. And for a DIYer, maybe a mobile mechanic, I don't know if a shop owner is going to want this thing for their day-to-day use in their shop, but we'll leave the link for this and the other videos I mentioned in the description of the video you're watching now. With that, we appreciate you watching. If you like scan tools, if you like shop equipment, if you like keeping your cars certified fresh and on the road, Fresh Finish Garage is your channel. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.